Hi.
Oh, hello. I forgot to do the thing. Hang on, I gotta do the thing.
Thing.
I got so distracted. I was like, oh, I gotta go be ready to share, but I forgot to click the button.
All the fun things. So yes, what hello, happy Tuesday. I don't know how many twos. I feel like I keep messing it up. Fine.
Happy all the twos. What a week. I'm
It's only
trying to. It's only Tuesday.
only Tuesday.
I'm trying to think back to what was happening last Tuesday. I want to say it's the first time we went live after you got the big question.
Yes.
Ta-da. Jennie's still rocking the ring.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel like anything that significant had happened in my life on that one.
On that one. Yeah, no, this right now.
This week has been so much fun. So I feel like we have to kind of break it down to like what we talked about in Rising.
Okay.
And then maybe some like ahas that we've had throughout the week. And I'm waiting for this to come up so I can share so that we can share it to more peeps. But maybe it just is what it is. I'll have to show you.
I shared it in the
okay.
in the Facebook group. So yeah, we got 2 people on, so say hey, so we see you.
Hello. Say hi. Hi.
Rising
Hello.
tonight. What is alchemy week? So we always the first week is mind week, second week is body, and then third is soul, fourth is alchemy. How do you put it all together? Mind, body, and spirit. And we're going over inner child stuff. And Jasmine kind of discovered a fun new thing that she taught everybody tonight.
Yeah. So I feel like you're always learning and integrating like little pieces. Like as you get further along into this journey, you kind of get to like grab little pieces from like different people and put them together. And so today we talked about using mudras to heal the element cycles in your body, which was like so much fun because I love elements. And one of my favorite teachers just a couple of days ago said that the best way to heal your body is for your elements to be in balance. So, what better way to alchemize the energy that's happening over the whole month but to balance your body with mudras? So it was really fun to kind of learn to bring the energy in with your hands. And it's always fun when you can teach a tool that you don't have to have things to do. Like you could do it in the car. Oh, I'm feeling a little bit of worry. Let me let it go. Let me use my earth energy. And there's so many different kinds. Like you can't do it wrong. If you have the intention and you understand the language, like the energy language that you're using, it's so beautiful.
Yeah. That like you can't do it wrong thing has been so big. Like we have all these fun tools, we've got our pendulums, we got our drums, and we got our crystals, and we got, all the fun stuff. But really, you are the energy conduit.
Mm-hmm.
You are the connection to source energy. And like I always use the analogy as of a fire hydrant, right? The fire hydrant has the water accessible all the time. It's just not always on. There's not always the hose attached to it. And so just realizing that you are that energy conduit and you can tap into it, and all the other stuff is cool and they're amplifiers and stuff, but it's not really necessary. And like as long as the intention is there for the highest good of all, that's like one of my key phrases is for the highest good of all involved.
Mm-hmm.
And like you just set that intention and you can do it. It's so powerful.
It is. And just like I feel we get so wrapped up in like, am I holding my hands just right? Am I like I've seen it a few different ways. Grab the one that vibes with you and go with it. Like I personally have had quite a lot of internal struggle about the fact that I a lot of the teachers that I love teach a more like Hindu Western version of the element wheel where there isn't metal and wood, metal and wood, but I'm so connected to the energy wheel. I can still take the way that they shift and the way that they learn and they move the energy through that wheel and use it in traditional Chinese medicine and create my own beautiful thing. And one of my favorite teachers said to me the other day, she was, oh, not to me, but like to the group. She was talking about how she picks a healer or how she picks someone to follow. And she says, I pick someone to follow who takes something, learns it, and then makes it their own and puts their own unique spin on it and connects all these things because, man, we're only here really for a short time in the universe timeline. We're here for this really short amount of time. So when we start to cross these paths, we create these connections to different modalities and we share them with other people, and then they don't have to create that connection. Like, think about the first people who connected like chakras and elements the first time, or chakras and meridians, or chakras and organs. Like, that was like mind-blowing the first time that happened. And if we didn't foster that, like, the rest of us would have had to figure that out too. So that's just kind of, I don't know, my inspirational message to you. take what feels good, connect it together, and share it. If it's helping you, if it's helping you, shift it, use it, move forward.
Yeah. Letting go really of the rules. Like, it's funny tonight, Jasmine probably said about a dozen times, well, there's the rules, so now you know how to break them. Here's the rules, so now you know how to break them.
Yeah, here you go. Know how it's supposed to work. And if it feels good to do it something different, that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's always, like Jennie said, always with the best intention for all involved.
Yeah.
All of the work that I'm doing is for the highest good of all involved.
Yeah.
You're always bringing in love and light. So that was kind of like the rising aha.
Mm-hmm.
Jennie, did you have any like personal session ahas that you want to share?
Oh boy, personal session ahas. Oh, okay. Actually, and we talked about it in Rising tonight, that you don't have to know the story. You don't have to go dive deep into the drama, the trauma to heal it. Sometimes it's better to not. It's like, I'm getting this thing about when you were two. Do we need to know more? No. Okay. And they're like, well, what is it? And I'm like, well, it says we don't need to know. Is anything coming up for you? No. Okay. Well, we don't need to know. Let's just clear it. And sometimes the drama, we can get so into that drama that then we don't heal because we hold on to that story. And so sometimes it's almost better to not know. Like, do we need to know this person that is this cord that is attached to us? Do we need to know? No. Okay, we can cut it. Cool. Do we need to know like when this happened? No. Okay, cool. Let's clear it. Sometimes it's almost better to not know because it's just like, okay, here's the energy around it. And I don't like that energy. So yeah, and it started when I was 4 or 7 or, with this person, this male person or female, whatever.
Yeah.
You don't always have to know the drama to clear it.
And I feel like a lot of times you just get so stuck in it. Like, you really do. You just get so stuck in wanting to recall it and wanting to bring it up, but you don't need to.
It's not necessary. Yeah.
That's such a good one. I love that one. I think that's a good reminder all the time, even if you've felt it before. Just a reminder of like, it doesn't matter. It's not serving you. Whatever it is, it's not serving you, so let it go.
Yeah.
Knowing the story isn't going to make it serve you better. Source has already said, your energy has already said, it's already not working for you. It's not going to make it better.
Yeah. What about you? Private sessions, ahas. You had a big one. So she sends me this Marco Polo. She's like, I just discovered this whole thing, and let me tell you. And then she like stops. And I'm like, oh, you gonna tell me? You gotta finish the story.
I did. So, okay. So I'm just going to set the scene. So I leave this like phenomenal session, right? I was doing some training. So I was doing some training sessions with a Reiki master who's working with me. And I was just kind of teaching her some stuff. And I had sort of handpicked a couple of people, and it was a good session. But there was one that I was like, oh, this is going to be. It was like someone who I had been wanting to work with because they have a piece, like there's a piece of this puzzle that they had for me. And so I'm like, come friend. So I had this phenomenal session I'll tell you about in a second. And so I am in the car and I'm Marcoing, which Marco Polo is like this video chat thing that we do. So I'm in the car and it's just like, it's safe, guys. It's safe, everyone. Okay. Like I'm not like holding the phone and have like a little hook. And so I'm talking to Jennie as I'm driving, and my Reiki master, like my teacher, my guru, calls. Like I texted her right after. I was like, "Girl, this shit." And then she calls me as I'm Marcoing Jennie. So I'm like, "Jennie, I gotta call you back." But I don't even think I got the words out before I finished, like before I just hung up. And I was like, I was literally about to say the thing. But I needed to know, like I was trying to connect these pieces. Like we talk about this, like I was talking about before. You can have this piece over here and this piece over here. And then when you connect them, it's like, oh my, it's like mind blowing. Mm-hmm. So recently for me, light language has been coming in. And light language, admittedly, it's a little weird. Like I have to admit, it's a little weird for me. I don't really know if you've ever heard of like Google it if you've not heard of it, because I can't just whip it out. Most people can't, and you have to channel it. But it's sort of like this just kind of interesting language. And the reason why I find it actually really beautiful is because we have so much connection to the definition of words. But really it's about the vibration of the word that hits us at home. But when we have all these programs and whatever around the words, they lose their meaning. They lose their pizzazz, their healing power. But when you use something like Sanskrit or light language or some of these more sacred languages, most people don't even know what it means all the way. So they're just feeling the vibration of the word, and it feels amazing. And when I had this stomach thing, I use it quite a lot when I'm working on myself, because then I can get out of my own brain. Like I've noticed that I use it a lot. So I'm in this session with someone who I had been in meditation group with, and I knew she was going to speak light language because we had done it before. And every single time that she's been to meditation group, she's spoken it. And so I'm like, this is going to be phenomenal. Like, it's going to be great. And she did not disappoint. The session did not. I was so excited. So we get started. And I'm like, this is going to be, I do a lot of inner child work. Jennie does a lot of inner child work. It's a big part of Rising. And it's been a big part of our journeys for the last year or so that we've been working on it. And as soon as I started, in hindsight, as soon as I started doing inner child work, light language came in for me. And now it makes so much sense, because as soon as she started talking, I get this like inner knowing. Light language is how your inner child speaks to you. And I was like, my mind was like totally blown. So of course she's in session, like she's kind of dropped into meditation. She's already channeling light language. And I ask her, I say, is light language how your inner child talks to you? And immediately, like she wouldn't have even had time to process. I don't even think I finished the sentence. And she's like, yes. And I was like, that feels true to you. And she's like, yes. And I'm like, oh man, that feels true to me. And Jennie kind of backed me up here, because people are probably just like, what the shit? When you speak light language, you don't understand. You don't even have some, I don't know, depends on where you're at in the process. I'm not sure. This is all brand new to me. You don't even necessarily know, like you don't even know enough to like kind of piece it together. Sometimes people will feel it. And I've heard from people who've been doing it for a long time, over time, they start to be able to kind of paraphrase what's coming. And as soon as she said your inner child, like that kind of knowing came to me that it was my inner child, it was like I just really could understand. Like I could paraphrase it, like almost immediately, like I became, and I know that I sound crazy. But it's very beautiful. And ultimately people can say all they want. I feel like I've been saying it more, and I'm feeling these releases in my body. And it feels amazing. I know it's weird. I have never kind of been that person who really gravitated to any of it, or particularly even like sought out wanting to do it, because I think it's weird. But I think it's kind of cool to hear that healer inner child version of me really speaking and really hearing how she's feeling, because that's been a really huge part of the work that I need to do. I had really big trauma when I was really young. And to hear her and allow her to speak to me more frequently, whatever it is that allows that to happen so that I can make my inner me feel safe and secure, I'm going to take it.
Yeah. I had a mentor that always said it's only weird if it doesn't work.
Yeah. But it is like, I mean, I have to be really honest with you guys, and I really do try to be super honest in my journey. And that's kind of what After the Session is about, and where Jennie and I want to get like super real with you guys. Sometimes, even for us, it's like this really kind of weird thing that maybe we're not even 100% sure about yet starts to come through. And just all I can do is lean into what sources, like, does it feel right? Does it feel good? Is it helping me? Yeah. For today, it's helping me.
Yeah, I love
Yeah.
it. And that really leads to I was interviewed on a podcast this week, and she was asking me about mentors and having mentors, and do you stay with the same mentor all the time, and what do you really look for in a mentor? And she mentioned somebody staying with a mentor for like 10 years, and I was like, what? People do that? Because I don't want someone to feel like I'm the one for them forever. Like
Mhm.
my goal is to help you learn what you need from me, and then you go and you find, like, okay, this was really cool and I want to learn more about this, and I only knew this much about that. And you learned what you could from me, and now you need to go work with somebody else. Like, we are not, and never claim to be the guru, the master, the end all be all, because we're still on our journeys and we're still
Yeah.
learning. And you might pass us in that journey. And that's like totally, we want that. So we want everybody to, like, in their own little journey, go, okay, I took what I needed from them and I felt really good about it. And now I'm going this direction, and I need to find a mentor that's just specific in that. And we can't be the master of everything. Right.
Well, it's that piece of like taking something and connecting it,
Mm-hmm.
taking it something from someone. And I don't know, I guess I'm more of a long-term relationship kind of gal when it comes to mentors. Like there's people who I think will always be my mentor, but like you kind of meet them in a different place over time, I think too, like allowing that relationship to shift and transform. Because like my Reiki master, for example, I love her and I always like appreciate her advice and her thoughts because she brought me into this world, right? Like your mom, she's like your like energy mom, you know.
Yeah.
um but like she doesn't know elements. Like now she comes, like she asks me those questions because that I have really flourished in that area where that's not necessarily where her path took her. And understanding and knowing that you don't have to follow the path of your master, you can branch off and you can pull in whatever feels good.
Yeah. And I think that's a beautiful point, is like my yoga teacher, she's my guru, my yoga guru, and I do. But there's, she does yoga and I do all of these other things, and so I need other mentors for all of these other things, and teachers, because she can't tell me how to run a studio, she can't tell me how to do an online course.
Mhm.
She hasn't done that. And so finding those, um yeah, and like just the one, like that's where it gets like cultish, I think. Oh,
Well, I feel like if you're, my husband always tells me you should do a podcast about this. You should talk about how you find your person, which I guess is a little bit where we're going here. We're going a little long, but whatever, we do what we want. And I think that's a big thing for me. If you come in and you tell me I have to follow everything that you do and I have to be exactly like you,
bye.
have a good
I'm,
day.
I'm out. Good for you. I'm
That
glad
works
that
for
works
me.
for you.
Yeah.
I'm going to break rules, and I'm going to find it my way and do it my way.
Yeah. And if I just love, I'm so fortunate to have such great people around me who are like, take it or leave it, whatever feels good to you. And like, that's always been something that's super important to me. I don't want anyone who is following me to think that they have to do it exactly. Goose, what are you doing? My dog just walked in here. Um, follow, like, if you, I don't want you to do it exactly the way that I do it. I want you to find your spin and to be happy with it in your own way. That's so important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you, boo?
Do you, girl? Any last thoughts? I mean, it's been a good week.
Yeah.
We'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on all this stuff. How are you feeling? How was your week? What is your kind of after the session, after the week thoughts?
Yeah.
I'd love to know in the comments.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alrighty, friends.
Yeah. Yeah. I think we're good.
We'll
That
see you
was good.
tomorrow for readings.
Yeah.
That's going to be fun. I'm excited. I always love readings.
Uh-huh.
And then we can talk more tomorrow about upcoming stuff, upcoming fun in the studio when we have a little more time. We really do. This is really supposed to be like 5 minutes. I don't think we ever do 5 minutes. I think it's like always like 20 minutes.
It's fine. We do what we want.
Yeah, we do. Okay, lovely souls.
Woo-hoo.
We will see you tomorrow. And make sure to see us at 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock, we'll do live readings and answer questions and read relationships and channel and, you know, all the fun stuff.
Fun stuff.
Okay.
Peace.